Hi, I'm Leah. I knew Hope from church. We went to the same retreat, and we had been like kind of mutuals before, like we knew of each other and everything, but on this retreat, this was November of 2024, I believe, if I'm thinking correctly. Yeah, November 2024. And we just kind of gradually gravitated toward each other. And by the end of the weekend, we had a dozen inside jokes, and we were literally just always together. We were attached at the hip the entire weekend, and she became one of my best friends in the span of 2 days, and that's literally just who Hope was. Yeah, I think that just sums up her personality so well. She was just so funny and so kind, and just wanted everyone to feel included and to feel loved. And I think that's just so inspiring. She silently faced that battle, and she just wanted others to not feel like her. And I think that's just so special, and that's why she was so special to the world, because she was just so loving and kind and such a good soul, such a good, pure, and she had just such a golden heart. And something that I want people to take away from her life is that it's so easy to put on a fake smile. It is so easy to say, I'm okay. But it's so much harder to let people in. And Hope did that. Hope did that for me. She let me in, and she told me what she was dealing with. And as someone who has also struggled, what I want people to know is just listen. Just sit there and listen. I think this world can be, people in the world can be so self-involved and can just indulge in themselves so much that they don't take time to listen to others. But that's what we need, is we need people to listen, and we need people to speak up and say, hey, this is wrong. You shouldn't have to put on a brave face because so many people are going through it, but you don't know because they do, and it's bad. It's bad to put on a brave face, and it's bad to put on a fake smile. It's someone to feel included and to feel loved. And I think that's just so inspiring. She silently faced that battle, and she just wanted others to not feel like her. And I think that's just so special, and that's why she was so special to the world, because she was just so loving and kind and such a good soul, such a good, pure, and she had just such a golden heart. And something that I want people to take away from her life is that it's so easy to put on a fake smile. It is so easy to say, I'm okay. but it's so much harder to let people in. And Hope did that. Hope did that for me. She let me in, and she told me what she was dealing with. And as someone who has also struggled, what I want people to know is just listen. Just sit there and listen. I think this world can be, people in the world can be so self-involved and can just indulge in themselves so much that they don't take time to listen to others. But that's what we need, is we need people to listen, and we need people to speak up and say, hey, this is wrong. You shouldn't have to put on a brave face because so many people are going through it, but you don't know because they do, and it's bad. It's bad to put on a brave face, and it's bad to put on a fake smile. It's so much better if you just say, hey, I need help. And that's so much easier to say than to do. But that's what I hope people take away from her life, is so many people have mourned her and have cried about it and have lost themselves in it. So what I want others to take away is don't do that. Don't make that choice. Don't do that to your friends, to your family, because your life is so much more precious than you could ever know. And you are so much more loved than you could ever know. Something that also inspires me about Hope was just her love for the Lord. And that's what also brings me comfort. A lot of people ask, well, if there is a God, why would he allow this to happen? And I don't know. It's a mental illness, it's sick, and it's cruel, but that's just the world that we live in. And like I said, the thing that brings me comfort is knowing that she had that relationship with God, and knowing that she loved him, and I know that he loved her. So yeah. I love you, Hope.
Hi, my name's Ellen, and I'm here to talk about mental health and Hope Myers. I met Hope back in 6th grade, and I knew from the start that we would be extremely close. We met at a sleepover birthday party, and we spent the entire night laughing, watching Dance Moms, and making TikToks. And after that, she quickly became one of my absolute best friends. She constantly made me laugh. She always supported me through whatever I was going through, and I was always so amazed at her talent and passion no matter what she did. Not to mention, she always hyped me up. She always made me feel better about myself. And she seriously gave the best hugs that I've ever received in my life. The last time I got to see her, actually, we hugged for the longest time we've ever hugged before, because to be honest, I was just so happy and relieved that she was still here. And I'm forever going to treasure that memory. We became even closer when I invited her to church, and we started going to youth group together. We did Bible studies on FaceTime, and she had such a strong faith, and that inspired me so much because I know that Jesus was able to help her immensely through her pain. And whenever I was struggling, she was always, without fail, there for me, offering prayer, offering help, and that was so encouraging. Even though I knew what she was going through, she was always willing to help other people. And as soon as you entered a room, if you didn't know anyone, Hope would quickly make sure that you had a friend. She had such a bright light that shone. She also inspired me to keep going because she persevered through her own struggles. I knew that I could do it if she could do it. And when I hear the word hope, which I hear it everywhere I go, I instantly think of Hope. But I get sad because I remember she's not here. But I also remember that the word hope reminds me that I haven't lived some of my best days yet, and I haven't experienced some of my favorite memories yet. And it reminds me that there is so much more in store for me aside from the pain that I'm feeling at the moment. So I personally struggle with mental health daily, and I found ways to cope. Surrounding yourself with good friends, that always helps me. That'll make you laugh, go on side quests with you. That always helps me so much to feel better. And if you don't have anyone to talk to, I will gladly call you up. I love talking to new people. I also found music has helped me immensely. Listening to my favorite artists, singing, playing my clarinet also has always made me feel better. I also love listening to Hope's favorite artists and songs that she has shared with me. It just makes me feel so much closer to her. I miss her every single day, but I also know that every day I get closer to seeing her again in heaven. Whoever is listening to this right now, I just want you to know that I love you and I'm so, so proud of you for continuing to stay and continuing to persevere through your struggles. Thanks for listening.
Hi, my name is Haley, and Hope was a really close friend of mine. Overall, it's really hard to describe the impact Hope had on me because she did in so many ways and in so many aspects of my life. But to sum it up, she taught me to be passionate, to have faith and trust, and to not care about what others might think about me. She always made sure I knew that if I needed her, she would be there. When we were together, there was never a dull moment, and she was always able to break me out of my comfort zone. And that's what the word hope means to me. It means being inspired, living life to the fullest, having unwavering faith, and filling your life with the right people. To anybody struggling with mental health, just know that you matter. And if you feel like nobody cares about you and you have nowhere to go, just know that people do care about you and will care for you if you reach out to them. You deserve to be happy. We all deserve to be happy. And it's about time this stigma and unconcerned attitude over mental health, and especially the mental health of adolescents, is broken down and we get the help we deserve.
Hi, my name is Lydia. I was one of Hope's friends, and she impacted me in so many ways. I actually didn't really know her for that long. She and I met in the beginning of freshman year, but she was still able to impact me so much in just that short amount of time, just because of how welcoming she was. Like, if there was one word to describe her, I think I would just say welcoming. Because no matter who you were, she was just kind to you, and she'd be there for you. And she was just such a vibrant person, and she'd be herself to anyone. And, you know, she'd talk about her struggles, and she was just so open and vibrant, and just really inspired me to, you know, spread love like that and welcome everyone like that. And I think that's what the word hope means to me, just like spreading love to everyone and being kind to everyone and welcoming everyone. And if I had to talk to somebody who is in Hope's position or struggling with their mental health, I would just tell them, you know, I think of Hope pretty much every day. I wasn't even like her best friend or anything like that, but I still think of her pretty much every day. And I don't know who you are, but if you leave like Hope did, your friends will think of you so much, and they will miss you so much. And no matter how insignificant or unimportant you feel, you're not, okay? People will love you. People do love you, and people will miss you a lot. They will miss you a lot, just like I miss Hope a lot. But yeah, and just do everything you can and know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Keegan, and Hope was my best friend. We met through school. It was a mini course day in middle school in 6th grade, and we were the only two girls in our session, so we just instantly became friends. Hope impacted my life in so many ways. For starters, she pushed me to be a better Christian. She was the most faithful person I have ever met. And like, I read my Bibles every day because of her. She was the kindest person I've ever met. She pushed me to be a better person. To me, the word hope means resilience and bravery. Mostly because Hope was the bravest, most resilient person I knew. She like pushed through everything that happened to her, and she just picked herself back up again. She just had so much resilience. Some advice that I'd give somebody struggling with mental health would be to just please reach out to somebody. Like, everybody is here for you. Everybody loves you. You're so loved. That's, like, you don't know how loved you are until it's too late. So, yeah.
My name is Ankit Pamula, and I am a junior at Nash. I first met Hope in the fall of 2024 while doing the fall play of Murder Can Be Habit Forming together with her at NAI. As I got to know her, I saw a cheerful, hardworking, and such a kind and caring girl that I began to admire so greatly for her passion. By that, I mean that whenever she was doing something in the arts realm that she truly loved, like performing, acting, singing, she would always have the most amazing smile on her face, and I could truly tell that she was in her element and doing something that she truly loved, which I greatly admired. And I've also always loved the amount of love that she put into the world, and from the moment I met her, I knew so fast that we'd become great friends. The word hope means so much to me. It means strength, happiness, and genuine love for those you care about, which are all things that hope never failed to show constantly. I knew that whenever I was going through a tough time or whenever I was struggling mentally, that I could confide in her, because she never failed to make sure that I was doing okay, and she always helped me feel better no matter what. She would always make me and just everyone around us just laugh and smile and have the best time around her. And I'm so, so grateful to have experienced that. Some advice that I would give to someone struggling with mental health is to please reach out. I know it might not feel like it at times, but there are genuinely so many people around you that love you for you. And it's so important to talk to and confide in someone with your struggles, because I personally believe that it could hurt you even more in the long run if you let that pain bottle up and fester inside you. Also, if you see someone else struggling, it's so important to speak up and say something, because you never know, even the smallest action could help someone going through a tough time stay in this world just a little bit longer.
Hi, my name is Sophia Campos, and I first met Hope at our fall play of last year, Murder Can Be a Habit Forming, and I remember there was a lot of rehearsals where Hope and I had to do this really intense scene where Hope, who played the villain, would attack my character Mary, and every single time without fail we would just joke about it and laugh, and I had never been in a position where I felt more comfortable and more loved and seen and heard, because we had taken this really intense moment and sort of made it our own. It was our little joke, it was our little experience that we shared, and along with that came a lot of more memories, some things that I'll just never forget. And I think the word hope to me means sort of warmth, the warmth that I felt during those moments, and the notion that there are always better days to come. You can't have good days without the bad, definitely. And that feeling sort of brings me back to playing hide and seek at NAI, having her laugh and smile and just kind of forgetting about the world around us and just being so immersed in friendship. My goal is to have it be normalized to ask for help. I want to emphasize that you will never be viewed as less than for your issues, for your problems, anything that you're struggling with. And when you put those struggles out into the universe, it's scary, but I think nothing is more liberating than feeling that acceptance and to really kind of have that sort of feeling of, I know I'm struggling, but I'm not alone. So I always want to ask, just please seek help, talk to someone, talk to your friends, and really look back on those moments of joy and the hide and seeks and the 6-hour rehearsals, because those things really make Hope who she was and all our memories together. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Layla Khalid. I met Hope on the first day of Murder Can Be Habit Forming rehearsal, and I remember we were blocking a scene, like the first scene where like we were all together, and I felt someone like smack my butt, and I just like turn around because I'm like who just did that? And I turn around and see that it's Hope, and she just has like the most devilish grin on her face. And to this day, it still cracks me up that not the reason that we met, but the first time meeting was literally just because she decided to smack my butt. But like, I just knew on that day that she was gonna be such a fun person to be around, and I didn't know it at the time, but she did end up becoming one of my closest friends in the time that I knew her. So to me, the word hope reminds me of a beautiful, caring, feisty girl who cares so deeply about the people close to her, and she will do anything for those people. And if I were to say something to someone struggling with mental health, it would be that no matter how alone you feel, there is always someone who is going to care for you and love you. And it may not feel like it at times, and you just need to remember that there are so many lives that you have touched. It may not feel like it to you, but there are people who feel complete because you were a part of their life. And to anyone who sees anyone struggling, I implore you, please, please, please speak up. I know that it may feel like you are breaking someone's trust, or that you are getting into something that you don't want to get into, but it is absolutely imperative that you do, because you may be the reason that that person stays with us in this world a little bit longer. And it is just so important that they stay with us, no matter who they are to you. They are a human being who is struggling, and you need to reach out to help them.
Hi, I'm Harper. My connection to Hope was through Act 1. I went to summer camp with her once, and we stayed in contact after. She helped me learn to be confident and comfortable on stage, and really helped me find my light on stage. And she helped me realize that it's normal to get nervous, and that's not something we should hide, as we had panic attacks together during summer camp. Yeah. The word hope to me means to deeply believe in yourself or others, and to have confidence. Advice that I would give to someone else that's struggling is that you truly are not alone. No matter what it seems like or how bad life gets, there are so many other people going through what you're going through. And there are so many people that love you and that support you, and you can get through this. You've made it this far, you can get through the rest. No matter how bad it is right now, it will get better. This is not going to last the rest of your life, I promise. Especially if you're young and you're still in school. This isn't going to last the rest of your life. You're going to grow up and you're going to get a job and you're going to get out of this. It's going to be okay. You can get through this.